About 2 years ago, I met an English gentleman in a workshop, which it was a meeting of various people with the idea to bring ethics and spirituality into business. And his name is Christopher Cook, and he was referring to spiral dynamics. I don't know if you know about spiral dynamics. It's a map of the evolution of consciousness, so where we come from, where we go. And I knew all of that, but there was a relationship there. So it was like you meet somebody, and then you know the guy. You know, it's not the first time you have seen the person. So there was a re-knowing. So I invited him, and a week later he came to me and he said, you know, I'm just coming back from Australia, and I'm in a process of regenerating soil, you know, helping soil to, you know, to get back its original microbial signature. And I had a funny experience. And he said when he was walking past a tank of microbes, he could feel on his cheek that they were communicating with him. So I said, wow, that's interesting. So how did you do that? And he said, yes, I was walking this way and I could feel something on this cheek. And then I said, no, that's crazy. And then I turned around and I could feel it on the other cheek. So it caught my attention immediately. And then I called him the ambassador of the microbes. And from that moment, I started to move into a project. And the thing is that when I remember from my past about 30 years ago, I had an infection in the liver, and I wanted to go for some natural curing or remedy, and I was advised to do microbial rebalancing of my gut. And at this time it was quite new, so it was kind of unknown. But what happened is that I got my microbes, the natural balance of my microbes, I got them back in my own gut. And as a result of that, my immune system was boosting. Because before, my health was not very good. So in that moment, I realized that there's more in the gut than we think. And that's part of the message I try to bring over. And that's probably also one of the reasons I'm in the project. Now, when you raise your awareness, when your awareness is rising, when it's through spirituality, through meditation, through suffering, quite often, that you forms just break, you know, and you see into the formless nature of the universe, into the flow of the universe, and we very often learn through crisis, then you suddenly find yourself in a situation which you wouldn't have expected in your life. That means the higher your consciousness moves forward, you become an instrument for the change of humanity. So, and then you don't really know what's happening with you. It's not the question anymore, what is life giving to me, but what can I do for life? And the thing is that here, your own fulfillment and your dharma, as the Buddhists say, and your destiny, and your wishes, and everything comes true and realizes itself. And what I was feeling today is that I think most of us, or all of us, are on this journey. And what I learned with the microbes, and you will see that at the end, is that they are a cooperative framework. And they also alter your consciousness. Microbes. The thing with the microbes is when we are so conditioned that they're negative, and we are so brainwashed that, you know, you have to clean them out. That it's really part of the belief structure of the collective that be aware of them. And that's why it's really also a step we have to make to move out of the current paradigm and to understand that they are the origin of life. Now, if you imagine I'm a microbe, yeah? And now what do I get is I get a pesticide. It's awful, it's horrible, it's, you know, it makes me die. And the problem is that I then not anymore can feed you so that, because these guys, they kill me. And we know all the names of these guys who kill us. And the thing is that most of the fertilizer you will find on the market, you would never eat them or drink them or do anything like that. And I brought some of my friends, some of my microbial friends here, and they're healthy microbes, they're really good microbes, and you can eat them. They're actually healthy. They actually give you all the ingredients you need for your own gut and for health. So the other thing is that if you compare these two bananas, and let's imagine one of them is from 1990 and the other one is, from today, the difference is that the nutritional value of the banana of today is only 10% of the banana from 1990. So basically what we eat is empty. Yeah. Which means then we take all the nutritional supplements, and who of you is taking nutritional supplements? Okay. You take vitamins. Who of you is taking vitamins? Okay. Yeah. Because they're not in the food anymore. Yeah. So you take them, you add them, because you somehow, your gut, your feeling, your intuition tells you that you're lacking something. So instead of taking them, because most of what you take, where does it end up? It ends up in your kidneys and in your liver. Because it's completely different when the microbes deliver all the nutrients exactly where they are needed. And that makes a lot of difference. Now, what is interesting when we started the project to bring the microbes back into life, so-called, what I found is in the cancer report, a very, from Obama, a very nice quote saying that it's time for change. I mean, you can read it yourself. We've got them everywhere. And I remember meeting an Eskimo shaman a couple of years ago when I was invited to speak in a conference. And he told me that it's forbidden in Canada, in the north of Canada, the women cannot breastfeed the children anymore because the milk is too contaminated. It's legally forbidden. So it's crazy, absolutely crazy. And we don't have we don't really understand what is happening with what we eat. It's really, most of what we eat is just stuffing us, but it's not nurturing us. So what I understood, that the microbes are the origin of life 3.8 billion years ago. They created life on the planet. So if you bring the microbes back, you've got healthy soil, healthy plants, healthy animals, and healthy humans. And the pesticides and the herbicides is actually what kills the microbes. Okay. So let's start with one of my friends, is the happy photosynthetic bacteria. And this guy is so amazing. I mean, can you imagine that we are capable? I mean, 92% of what you are is microbes. Yeah? So basically, what is sitting here is a bunch of microbes, trillions of microbes. And I'm not speaking to your mind now, I'm speaking to the microbes in you. Okay? Because I want you to become active and understand that actually we have the capacity to live off light. And you probably have heard about people who do that and who have the capacity to do that. But we have the microbes in us who can change sunlight into food. Now the other guys are the happy lactic, acid bacteria. And they're really, they're so beautiful. They help you also to neutralize the so-called negative kind of bacteria. We call them negative, but they have another function. And you find them in yogurt sometime, and you find them in other kinds of food, but actually there are many kinds of lactic acid bacteria who can help you also to overcome cancer and other illnesses. So yeast is the third guy in the party, and it's something very special. Fungi, you know, and probably they can do intergalactic travel. They also survive. Fungi can survive when they travel into space. So it's really these three, when they are in a beautiful mix within your gut and in your body, they make you healthy. They're responsible for that you are healthy, which means it's our job, it's our intent to bring them back into life and to heal not only the soil, but also the plants and the animals and the humans. Now, there's a beautiful quote from a microbiologist who said, "I've watched conscious bacteria for hours seeing things about which everybody would scream if they saw them. Unbelievable diversity. Thousands of beings all interacting, dying, killing, feeding, excreting, and sexual provoking each other. All activities most people think are so specifically human. Social interaction of sensitive bacteria made us who we are today." So one of my friends is a shaman. He said the microbes are the spirits of the earth. Yeah. So bringing them back means to bring the spirit back into the earth. Now, she was also saying that the interdependency and the mutual beneficial action of these various microbes, which make it possible for them to establish themselves within any environment and motivate the already existing bacteria in a beneficial and regenerative direction. And it's really, they're not operating alone. And from my point of view, that might be one of the purposes of this meeting here, and probably also why the microbes told me to go here, is because I think what we have to establish is a cooperative framework, out of which we not only listen, but we become active. We connect, we support each other. I mean, we are talking a lot about collaboration, but I think we're still in this highly individualized culture, and we listen to each other, we acknowledge each other, we appreciate each other, but we have to come out of that framework and start really to collaborate. Yeah. So, and learn from the microbes about that. Now, what we started is a fund, and we're just in the fundraising part now. So I dedicated 2 years, the last 2 years in doing that. And what we actually do is we collect money to invest into the whole nutritional supply chain. You probably have heard from the cradle-to-cradle approach, that nature is not creating waste. There's no waste in nature. Everything will be reused and has to be reused. Everything, you know. So when you start to move into that, you realize how much you throw away. It's absolutely crazy. And you have no idea where it ends. So we start from the composting and the clean air and the biological seeds and the clean water and the biological fertilizer to biological food, and then also, you know, to biogas and organic waste management and trace elements. So the whole nutritional supply chain. And the vision we have is to create biodesign regions where out of this whole chain, a new economy is evolving. And one of our members is also Bernard Lieta in the team, because we have the idea, not as usually is done in private equity, to do an IPO, but to give the property which has been established to the people who are working on it and create alternative monetary systems around that. So very practical to create regions which can be the seed for a new culture or civilization or for a new economy. Because we assume that in the future a lot will not be anymore globally, but will go into the direction of regionalization, that we much more will rely on what is produced in the region we live in. And that we produce the energy in the region where we need it and produce the food in the region where we need it. So the practical application is what I learned is that increased crop yields, you know, the microbes, increase them by 35 to 40%. They reduce the cost for fertilization by at least 30%. They increase the nutritional value more than 200, very often 500%. They regenerate the depleted soil within 1 year, and the plants need 60 to 70% less water. And especially for those areas where we have scarcity of water, this is very important. Because the microbes are so clever, they are capable of taking the hydrogen, you know, the water out of the air and give it to the plant. Yeah? And this is amazing. They can create water, basically, for the plant. And they also clean wastewater. Now, they are also mind-altering. And this is an article which is recent, or probiotic, you know, bacteria have the potential to alter brain neurochemistry and treat anxiety and depression-related disorders, according to research published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. So, I don't know why I'm doing that, really. I think the microbes do it through me. Yeah, because I find myself doing things which I've never thought I would do. Okay, so probably all the contact with the whole subject educated me that it's part of our mission, or my mission, to make us aware that we have to go back to the origin of life in a very practical way. Okay, so let the food be the medicine and let the medicine be the food. That's very old. The doctors of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather with cure and prevent diseases with nutrition. And that was Thomas Edison. And my friends, the microbes, say, bring me back to life and I will heal the earth and heal the plants and heal the animals and heal the human.